Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. So previously I was talking about card sleeves used to protect your cards. Someone asked me in a previous video regarding how to protect your cards. So I assume most people would know. So if you do, then I don't know, maybe this video can sort of help out, or maybe change your mind about some ways that you protect your cards. I'm honestly not an expert, but if someone asks me, I would try and help as much as possible. So, well, let's start with the basic stuff. These sleeves are actually not cheap. The normal, even the as long as there's a design, usually it costs about 700 yen. Or if you go to the bargain bin, it would be at least 500 yen, which maybe $4 US dollars. I'm not sure about the conversion now because the yen is dropping. So, well, it wouldn't be like a dollar or two. It would be slightly expensive. Whereas these sort of sleeves, it comes in a pack of 100. This is usually, I think 60 packs of 60. So as you can see, it's just slide in. It's transparent, so it's very plain, and it's clear. So this I would say is the bare minimum that you need to have to protect your cards. I think some people are more used to the type where like this kind, where you actually slide from the top. But for these sleeves, you actually slide in from the side. There's actually not much difference, in my opinion, but for me, I prefer these sort of sleeves because if you slide in from the top, if you buy this sleeve, you slide in from the top, then you want an extra layer of protection, use this sleeve, and you slide it on from the top again, then the top is not covered at all. You understand? Like you have the sleeve, then you slot in, then you take this and slot in again. So unless you flip it around, so it's up to the person. But for me, rather than being so troublesome, you just slide it, use this, and you just slide it, then you don't have to think about it. So you slide it from the side, then you use this and you just slide it top. So it's I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, it's not very complicated. It's just how you want to protect your cards. So this is so minimum. I would suggest at least having these sleeves. So 64 by 89, it's the standard Weichwart size, which is the same as Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh is slightly smaller. So I previously I've bought wrong sleeves. I think it's 59 by 86. I know Yu-Gi-Oh cards are much smaller, and I'm not sure what other card size. Oh, Vanguard is also about that size. So when buying sleeves, you have to watch out for the size. If you're not sure, I would suggest getting bigger sizes, because it's better to have the cards slide in too much than not go in at all. But it's up to the person. So this is just nice for Weichwart's cards. So next, yeah, maybe this first. So this is what I use for protecting my sign cards. As you can see, there are the front and back cover, and there's these clips to ensure that the cards wouldn't, the protection sleeve wouldn't open easily, which is this. Like there's 3 pieces inside. So I'm using them for my sign cards for the Hololive Weichwart's released last year. Almost, I think it's soon to be 1 year ago. So this is also another way to protect your cards. But obviously, if you have this, a deck of cards, I think the size is 50 cards. So this is the width. Wait, is it width? Depth of two cards. So imagine you have 50. So this is impossible to use as a deck. You cannot shuffle it. Or if you are crazy enough to try, I wouldn't stop you. So this is it. Then there's even thicker ones. Give me a moment. So there's also this kind where, yeah, as you can see, it's even more insane. So there's honestly no limit. You can just keep going higher up in terms of protecting your cards. This is not even halfway. I think there's even more insane cases where you have to screw open the 4 sides and take out the card, and it's, I think, even double of this thickness. So upper on one side and background on the other. These are from last year. So yeah, I'm an absolute hoarder, so I always just hoard my cards. Then Luna from last week. So I'm also keeping her in this case. But if I'm not wrong, there's actually a difference between these two. I think one is more protective than the other one. If I'm not wrong, this is the higher grade, and this is the lower. That's why I only have one card inside here. But I'm not exactly sure because I threw away the what do you call it? The explanation the moment I took them out. Oh yeah, I forgot about the price. So this is about 1/3 of the price of normal sleeves, I think. And there's more pieces. There's 100 pieces here. So yeah, because there's no design, so it's absolutely cheaper. And this, if I'm not wrong, these 3 pieces alone is already, I think it's the same price as this. So but this is only for protection. You don't use it if you are playing the cards. Then this sword is even more expensive. I think this cost the same as, was it? It's either the same price or more expensive. Because there's more protection and there's even, this is like a magnet, so yeah, it's quite insane. Okay, so now onto the deck box. So if you are planning to play cards, I would suggest getting a deck box, which is like, it's quite hard. So you can put your cards inside, then at least it's protected. When you go traveling, you don't need to worry about your cards getting squashed. Because these sleeves, honestly, they're all very soft. They're not actual protection. So it's better to have these to put your cards inside. And I've never seen anyone's card get damaged after they are being put into a deck box. So I would suggest, but because there's a design, so it's more expensive, and it's 840 yen, which is maybe at least 5 USD. You can get a plain one. I think Daiso used to have. Oh wait, I literally wait. Wait, I found. I was using this when I went to play with my friend. I think 1 or 2 weeks ago. So this is about 100 yen, which is less than $1 if you can find it at your dollar shop. Yeah, I was using Miko sleeves. So I was using the gamer's deck. So they're all being sleeved properly. So you don't really care about design, just get simple box and simple sleeves. So just make sure that you protect your cards. Because it really hurts when you accidentally damage your cards in one way or another. Then well, this deck box is obviously for people who play card games. So finally, that's the deck binder. For deck binders, there's 2 kinds. One is those that have fixed number of pages. So if I'm not wrong, those might be more expensive, but I'm honestly not sure. But for me, I got this. Wait, I think this can. Yeah, this kind you can actually add more pages. I got it from the Card Choco from last year. This is version 2, but I've managed to get version 3, so that will be in another video when I find the time to do it. So I think I did a review of this card binder last year also. But okay, let me just open it. Unfortunately, it's not White Schwartz cards, but it's all the Card Choco cards. So this is a binder, so you can just open it up and add pages as you want. So these are, I think, much better because you can add more pages. Then if it gets too heavy, you can remove some of the sheets, and because cards actually get very heavy. You don't if you see like a single piece of card, it's like, oh, it's very light. But when you actually have collections, if you have a lot of cards, it's actually quite heavy. Especially if the binder, sometimes they don't come with this sort of plastic binders. They come with like more hard harder plastic, I guess. So it's actually very heavy. I've seen people who carry around like 2 or 3 binders just to show all their cards to their friends, which is quite insane. Like, you have to carry that everywhere. It's just super heavy. So these cards, I think. Oh yeah. So I have an example. So these, they have the sleeves, transparent sleeve. So how do I wait? How do I? Oh, it's here. So yeah, you so you just slide it out. Simple. So you slide it this way and you slide it into card sleeve downward. So personally, I feel that is better. So I'm not sure if I showed my cards before. I was trying to organize them, but I think I bought 60 boxes and I still didn't manage to collect every single card, which is really insane. Like the rates are skewed. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to make a video to introduce card protection methods. So I think most people who have played cards for at least a month or at least a few weeks, I think you would know this much. But for people who have never played any card games or are thinking to try out some new card games, hopefully this would help them. I'm trying to think if I forget anything, but yeah, basically the bare minimum would be sleeves and a deck box, and your cards should be fine. Just make sure that your opponent is not some small kid who, after he lose, he will just try and destroy a deck, like Yu-Gi-Oh, the bug guy. I almost said bug trainer, but the one that threw Yugi's Exodia cards into the ocean. So yeah, if you play with some sensible adult, and because for card games you sometimes let your opponent shuffle your deck, and that's also one of my fears, because sometimes you see the way they shuffle, they just, because it's not their card, so they will just use force and shuffle it. So that's one thing to note. So this is one protection, one layer. These 2 layers. There's actually a 3rd layer which I didn't buy because I'm not playing. I used to play not really competitively, but I used to play with small kids. Given my age, I would call them small kids. So in order to not let them damage my cards, I actually have a 3rd layer, and it's really quite hard. It wasn't expensive because it's also clear. It doesn't have any designs. Wait, it has a little of design, but it's not expensive as normal sleeves with designs. You get the point. So sleeves alone would get quite expensive because you have 3 layers. But yeah, maybe I don't think I'll actually buy those sleeves. But just look out for, I think it's called hard card sleeves. So if it's hard, then it's still bendable, but you need to use some force. So even if the person is rough when shuffling your cards, you don't have to worry because the hard sleeves would more or less protect the cards. So basically don't use your sign cards to play with others. Just use your normal cards. And yeah, I guess that's more or less my explanation. Binder, sleeves, box. Now the cards itself, obviously you have to buy cards in order to sleeve them. But even without that, the sleeves itself are very nice to look at. And trading card games, well, yeah, these are just normal trading cards, so it's not even White Schwartz. And yeah, I still find a point to protect them. So yeah, I honestly think that's it, and it's way beyond what I wanted to talk about. So yep, I guess this is it for today, and thanks for watching.